look at Lee, All-American.
Well, how did I know that was going to be your first question?
You knew Cease would ask that first. Because I was trying to think if you played, because I obviously didn't go to the Bahamas. Have you played a big post person like that? Your
Not
post
this year.
presence?
Not this
Okay.
year. We haven't. And it's been a while since we played somebody.
I wondered, okay.
A first size. Obviously, you think of Cardosa. You think of, back in the day, Tierra McCown. There's some players who've got some size who've played against, but this team this year has not played against someone with that type of presence and size. And also a team that is so intentional about getting the ball to her. They're excellent in how they pass it to her. She knows how to get to her spot. She does a great job of sealing, catching it high, keeping it high. And once she gets it, it's really not a whole lot you can do, to keep her from scoring the basketball because she's so good at getting to her spot. So we've got to make sure that we, crowd her space as much as possible. And one of the best ways we're going to be able to defend her on Sunday is by having excellent ball pressure.
And I guess your excellent SID pointed out that she didn't play the last game.
Right.
Which I just
She'll play
up.
Sunday.
And it looks like I figure you're planning on her.
Oh, absolutely. She'll play Sunday for sure. Yeah. This isn't the first time she hasn't played in a game. And she's coming off of an injury last year, right? And so I think there's times where they try to make sure that she's ready to go. But I fully expect her to play on Sunday.
How do you feel your team is more prepared to play possibly a top 25 team than you did with West Virginia? Whether it's you on the outside looking in, we look at these games as kind of a benchmark to see where you're at.
Well, I think the West Virginia game, obviously, you learn a lot from it. We've learned from all of our games that we've won and that we've lost. And I think the thing that gives you some confidence in just any game we play is that we've been tested. We've seen about every type of style offense you can see this year. We've seen almost any type of style defense you can see this year, including different zones, different types of presses. And so I think we're comfortable with any look that somebody throws at us because of what we've had to defend. We've had such great variety in the teams that we've played, not to mention just top 25 talent. So we're prepared for that. I think we are growing and maturing. I look back at the Syracuse game, the lead that Syracuse jumped out on, in the first quarter, and how we were able to just not try to all get it back in one possession, which is what we tried to do at times. And we just could buckle down defensively and got good shots. And same thing when they made a run in the fourth quarter, we didn't panic. We took care of the basketball. We didn't turn it over in those moments. So it just shows growth. We've got to keep moving in that direction.
Just how encouraging was it to see Talia and Joni kind of step up and put more points on the board, kind of take some pressure off some of your other key scorers?
Yeah, Talia's been someone we found some offensive firepower with. Janae offensively had a great outburst. I think it's what she's capable of. She's got a great body, great size, great frame. We have to remember she's a sophomore, right? And she played at LSU last year, but some of those minutes were good and some of them were minutes at the end of games. And so she's also learning by fire, but she came back from the Bahamas with a different mindset. And I think that's it for Janae. It's locking in and taking full advantage of the opportunities she has in practice to grow and get better, because she is someone who we need, and she could be a really, really key component for us.
You spoke on the end of that, or third quarter, and then the end of the half against Syracuse, just not panicking. How nice is to have moments like that when you know your team can handle pressure and also carry that forward to Sunday?
Well, I think the thing that sticks out, like Erica Moon closed it for us at the point guard position. That's the first time she's closed a game for us, So now Solei's closed the game, Kendall's closed the game, Erica's closed the game. So again, you're just continuing to get people those minutes in those type of situations when you really need it. Talia closes the game for us. We close the game with Sahara on the bench. I think that speaks to just, again, the amount of minutes they're getting and that we're growing and moving in the right direction. So it makes me feel comfortable. I think it makes our team feel comfortable that at this point you look down at our roster and anybody can play in those minutes, and we're learning how to do the right thing and make the right plays in those moments.
What are some of the keys defensively against Kansas State? I know they scored 110 points the last game.
Yeah.
86 the game before that.
They are 13th in the country for a reason. They're very good, right? We talk about Lee. Everybody wants to hear about Lee, but listen, the players surrounding her are really good, and that's what makes it so easy for them to get the ball to her, is because they all shoot the three so well. So where's your help coming from? So I think the biggest key for us defensively is ball pressure. We've got to pressure the basketball and not let them just get to their spots. We've got to box them out and limit them to one shot. And then we can't trade threes for twos. We've got to really defend the three-point line because they shoot it really well. And they're going to stretch us defensively, so we can't forget our help principles. When the ball picks the side, we've got to be where we're supposed to be so we can try to make a play on the ball.
I feel like I ask you this every couple of weeks, but just like, where do you feel like, we talked earlier about defensively continuing to make strides.
where do you feel like they're at now, and what do you want to see them continue to improve on?
I think we're getting better. I think we gave up 17 offensive rebounds, so I'll start there. But I do think we're getting better. I think we're more locked in. I think we have a better understanding that defense is going to set the tone for what we do. We were able to do some different things defensively against Syracuse, and I think we saw how that paid off in a positive way for our team in terms of shifting momentum. And so I'm happy with the progress we're making on the defensive end.
Did they force a lot of turnovers? Did they, or are they a little bit more methodical?
They don't force a ton of turnovers. Unfortunately for us, we tend to just give it away. So that doesn't really matter that they're not forcing the turnovers. But no, they're very solid. They're going to keep you in front of them. They're not going to gamble. They're going to make you take tough shots. I said this before the Syracuse game, that Syracuse was the tallest team that we've seen until now. Kansas State's bigger than Syracuse, and not just because of Lee. They are big on the perimeter in all their spots, and so they have the ability to play you a step or two because they're just so big, and they can keep the ball. As long as they keep the ball in front of you, they have the chance to contest your shot because of the length that they have.
You gonna expect to have a 9-person roster, 10?
I don't know.
To be determined?
It's just to be determined. Yeah, I don't know.
Have you gone against Minty?
No, not in a long time. I did as an assistant, but it's been a while. Yeah.